I found out I was pregnant, and my boyfriend left me the same night. Not the next day, not after thinking about it, the same night. I wish I was exaggerating, but I'm not. I took the test at home, sitting on the bathroom floor, because my period was already over a week late. 2 lines. I just stared at it like, no way. No way this is real. I wasn't even crying. I was just sitting there thinking, okay, this is scary, but I'm not alone. I have him. Yeah, that part didn't last long. I told Ethan like an hour later. He was on my couch, watching something on his phone, barely paying attention when I walked in. I didn't make it dramatic. I just said it. I'm pregnant. He looked at me, blinked, and then said, "No, you're not." I thought he was joking. "I am," I said. "I took 2 tests." And I swear, his whole mood changed in a second. Like I went from being his girlfriend to being a problem. "Okay, so what are you gonna do?" he asked. That already felt wrong. Not what are we gonna do, just you. "I don't know yet," I said. "I just found out." He stood up, already stressed, running his hands through his hair. "This is bad," he said. "This is really bad." That's when I felt it in my chest. Something was off. "Hey, calm down," I said. "We'll figure it out." He shook his head. "No, there's nothing to figure out." And then he said it. "You're not keeping it." Just like that. No emotion, no hesitation. I froze. "I didn't say I'm getting rid of it," I said. He got annoyed instantly. "We're not ready for this," he said. "This will mess everything up." "Everything for who?" I asked. "For both of us," he said. But it didn't sound like he meant both of us. "I don't think I can do an abortion," I said quietly. Big mistake. His whole tone changed. "What do you mean you can't?" "Because it's not that simple," I said. "This is serious." "It is simple," he cut me off. "You're overthinking it." Overthinking? Like this is nothing. I looked at him and said, "That's my child." He went quiet for a second. Then, "If you keep it, I'm out." My stomach dropped. "You're not serious," I said. "I don't want a kid," he said. "Not now." "So you'd just leave?" I asked. "Yeah." Just like that. 2 years, gone in one word. I followed him to the door, still hoping he'd stop. "Ethan, wait!" And he turns and says, "If you keep it, don't ever call me again." Then he walked out. No sorry, no hesitation, nothing. And I stood there, alone, one hand on my stomach thinking, what am I supposed to do now? The next morning felt unreal. Like I woke up in someone else's life. For a second, I forgot everything. Then I saw the test on my nightstand, and it all came back at once. Pregnant. Alone. I grabbed my phone without even thinking and opened our chat. Nothing. No message. No, "Are you okay?" No, "I'm sorry." Just silence. I texted him first. "Can we talk?" Scene. That was it. No reply. I sat there staring at the screen, waiting like an idiot, thinking maybe he just needed time. An hour passed. Then 2. Still nothing. That's when it hit me. He wasn't coming back. not to talk, not to fix anything, nothing. He meant what he said. I didn't cry right away. I just felt empty, like everything inside me just shut off. I had work that day, so I went anyway. I didn't tell anyone. I just showed up, did my shift, smiled when I had to. Meanwhile, my head was a mess. What am I going to do? How am I supposed to handle this alone? Do I really want this? That last question. I kept trying to avoid it. After work, I stopped by a pharmacy and bought another test. I don't even know why. I guess I was hoping the first ones were wrong. They weren't. I took it in the store bathroom. Same result. I just sat there for a minute staring at it, and that's when it finally hit me for real. This wasn't going away. This was my life now. That night I tried calling Ethan, straight to voicemail. I tried again, same thing. Then I noticed my messages weren't delivering anymore. He blocked me. Just like that. No goodbye, no closure, nothing. And I don't know why, but that hurt more than anything else. Not even a conversation. 2 years together, and I get blocked like I'm nothing. That's when I finally broke. I remember sitting on the kitchen floor, crying so hard I couldn't breathe, like full-on shaking, ugly crying. Because it wasn't just about him. It was everything. I was pregnant, alone, scared, and I had no idea what I was supposed to do next. I kept thinking about what he said. This will ruin everything. Fix the mistake. I hated that those words were stuck in my head, because a part of me started wondering, what if he's right? I didn't sleep that night. I just lay there staring at the ceiling, going back and forth in my head. Abort it, keep it, abort it, keep it, over and over, until morning. And by the time the sun came up, I had made a decision. But I had no idea yet how hard that decision was about to make my life. I kept the baby. I didn't have some big, beautiful realization. No movie moment. I just knew I couldn't do it. It didn't feel like a mistake to me, no matter how many times his voice replayed in my head. So yeah, I kept it. And the second I made that decision, reality hit hard. First doctor visit, I went alone. I remember sitting in that waiting room surrounded by couples, guys holding hands, asking questions, looking nervous, but there. And I was just sitting there by myself, pretending I wasn't about to cry. When they called my name, I walked in like I was fine. I wasn't. The nurse asked, "Is the father coming today?" I just shook my head. She didn't ask anything else. I was weirdly grateful for that. Then I heard the heartbeat for the first time. And I don't know how to explain it, but everything got quiet in my head. All the fear, all the stress, just stopped for a second. It was real. Not a problem, not a mistake. A baby. My baby. And that's when I cried. Not because I was scared, but because I realized I was really doing this alone. After that, things got harder fast. I was working full-time, barely making enough as it was, and now I had doctor bills, vitamins, everything. I started picking up extra shifts. Some days I was so tired I'd come home, sit on the floor, and just stay there because I didn't even have energy to move. I was constantly nauseous, dizzy, exhausted, and still showing up to work like nothing was wrong. No one knew. I didn't tell my parents at first either. I was scared of the judgment, the questions, the "where's the father?" because I didn't even know how to answer that without feeling stupid. He left. Sounds simple, didn't feel simple. Around month 4, I finally told my mom. She didn't yell, which somehow made it worse. She just looked at me and said, "Are you sure you're ready for this?" And I didn't have a good answer, because I wasn't ready. I was just doing it anyway. The nights were the worst. That's when my brain wouldn't shut up. I'd lay there thinking about everything: money, the baby, the future. And yeah, him. I'd check my phone sometimes, even though I knew it was pointless. Still blocked, no message, nothing. Like we never existed. And then one night, I made a mistake. I called him from a different number. I don't even know why. I think I just needed to hear his voice one more time. Or maybe I wanted him to care. He picked up. "Hello?" For a second, I couldn't speak. Then I said, "It's me." Silence. Then he sighed. "Why are you calling me?" Not, "Are you okay?" Not, "How are you?" Just that. My chest tightened. "I just wanted to talk," I said. "There's nothing to talk about," he replied. "I'm keeping it," I said. Another pause. Then he said something that I swear I will never forget. "Then deal with it yourself." And he hung up, just like that. No emotion, no hesitation. That was the moment something inside me changed, like really changed. Because up until then, a small part of me still hoped he'd come back. After that call, I knew he wouldn't. And I stopped waiting. I stopped hoping. I stopped checking my phone. Because the truth finally hit me. I wasn't just doing this alone for now. I was doing this alone. Period. I went into labor at 3 a.m, alone. I remember waking up from the pain and just laying there for a second, staring at the ceiling like, this is it. No one to call. No one rushing me to the hospital. I just grabbed my bag, called a taxi, and went. The driver tried to make small talk. I didn't answer. I was too busy trying not to panic. When I got to the hospital, everything started moving fast. Nurses, questions, paperwork. And then one of them asked, "Is the father on his way?" I just shook my head. I was used to that question by then. Still hurt every time. Labor was long, way longer than I expected. And I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. Not just of the pain, but of what comes after. Like, what if I can't do this? There was a moment where I actually thought, he should be here. And I hated myself for thinking that, because after everything, my brain still went to him. But he wasn't there, and he wasn't coming. After hours of this, I finally heard it, crying. Loud, real, alive. They put him on my chest, and everything just stopped. All the fear, all the noise, gone. It was just me and him, my son. And in that moment, I knew one thing for sure. I didn't need anyone else. Not him, not anyone. Just him. The first weeks were brutal. No sleep, constant crying, feeding every couple of hours. I was exhausted all the time. There were nights I sat on the edge of the bed holding him, crying quietly so I wouldn't wake him up. Not because I regretted him, never that. Because I was overwhelmed. Doing everything alone hits different when there's no break. No one to hand the baby to. No, "Can you take him for a minute?" It's just you, all the time. But slowly, I figured it out, one day at a time. Then weeks turned into months, months turned into years, and somehow, we were okay. He's 4 now, funny, loud, always asking questions. A few weeks ago, he looked at me and asked, "Mom, where's my dad?" I froze. I knew this day would come. I just didn't know what to say. I told him, "You have me." He just nodded and went back to playing like it was nothing. But it stayed with me, because I knew, sooner or later, he'd want a real answer. And I didn't even know what that answer should be. But turns out, I didn't have to figure it out on my own. Because not long after that, someone knocked on my door. And when I opened it, I felt my stomach drop. Because standing there, like he had every right to be, was Ethan. I just stood there staring at him. For a second, my brain literally didn't register who I was looking at. And then it hit. Ethan. After 4 years, standing at my door like this was normal. Like he didn't disappear. Like he didn't leave me pregnant and alone. "Hi," he said. "Hi." That's what he went with. I didn't say anything. I just looked at him, trying to understand if this was real or if I was about to wake up. "You look good," he added, awkwardly. I almost laughed. Not because it was funny, because it was insane. "What are you doing here?" I finally asked. He shifted a little, like he was nervous. I wanted to talk." "No," I said immediately. "You don't get to just show up and talk." He sighed. "I know how this looks." "Do you?" I cut him off. "Do you actually know?" Because I don't think he did. Not really. He ran a hand through his hair, just like he used to when he was stressed. "I've been thinking about you," he said. "About everything." That word again. Everything. Like it was some shared experience. "You don't get to say everything," I said. "You weren't there for any of it." That hit him. I saw it. He looked down for a second, then back at me. "I know I messed up," he said. "I was scared. I wasn't ready." I just stared at him. "Yeah," I said. "I know. You made that very clear." "I've changed," he added quickly. "I'm in a different place now. I'm stable. I can step up." Step up. After 4 years. I felt something in me go cold. "You don't get to step up now," I said. "That was your chance back then." "I didn't understand what I was walking away from," he said. I shook my head. "No," I said quietly. "You did. You just didn't care enough." That one landed. There was a long pause. Then he asked the question I knew was coming. "Is it a boy or a girl?" I didn't answer right away. I just looked at him. "You don't get to ask that," I said. His face dropped a little. "I'm his father," he said. That word, father, it made something snap inside me. "No," I said, "you're not." He looked at me like I just slapped him. "I made him," he said. "And then you left him," I replied, "before he was even born." Silence. "He's 4, I added. 4 years. Do you understand how long that is?" "I know," he said, "and I want to fix it." "You can't," I said. "I can try," he pushed. "I deserve at least that." That's when I stepped outside and closed the door behind me so my son wouldn't hear. No, I said, looking him straight in the eyes. You don't. He froze. You made your choice, I continued. You told me to never call you again. You blocked me. You disappeared. I was scared, he said again. And I wasn't? I snapped. That shut him up, because he knew. He knew I went through everything alone. The pregnancy, the birth, the nights with no sleep, the fear, the stress, all of it, without him. I'm not doing this with you now, I said, calmer. You don't get to come back when it's convenient. I just want to meet him, he said quietly. And for a second, just a second, I hesitated. Because yeah, part of me thought about my son, about that question he asked, where's my dad? But then I remembered something else, a phone call. Then deal with it yourself. That voice, that moment, and I made my decision. No, I said. His face changed. You're really not going to let me see my own kid? He asked. You stopped being his dad the moment you walked away, I said. You don't get to come back now and play family. That's not fair, he said. I looked at him, honestly amazed. Not fair? I repeated. You left me pregnant and alone. That wasn't fair. He didn't have an answer to that. None. I'm not going to confuse him, I said. He has a stable life. He's happy. I'm not letting you walk in and out whenever you feel ready. I wouldn't do that, he said. You already did, I replied. That was it. Nothing else to say. He stood there for a few seconds like he was waiting for me to change my mind. I didn't. Eventually, he nodded, slowly, like he finally understood. Or maybe he just realized he wasn't getting what he wanted. Okay, he said quietly. And then he turned around and walked away, just like he did 4 years ago. But this time, I didn't watch him go. I went back inside, closed the door, and my son ran up to me like nothing in the world was wrong. And in that moment, I knew one thing for sure. He didn't need a father who left. He already had everything he needed.
If you like this story, you'll find more like it on my channel.